Welcome back to another episode of Rivals on the Pitch, Holiday Edition. We are coming back after match week 18 and 19 have played out half of 19. We still have the Thursday's games to go over, so it's going to be a very long episode. So tune in. It's going to be a good episode, so make sure you tune in, stick to the end, and let's just jump right into it. We will talk about some transfer. It is transfer season coming up here within 2 days, and I think there's going to be a very early business going to be done, so we'll go ahead and start covering that.
Yes, let's do
get
it.
started. Ooh. All right, where should we kick off? Just match week 18?
Yeah, let's do it in order. Let's go from 18, get into half of the 19 games, and then we'll go, take it from there.
It's weird because we were having like one match a week, and now it's like we kind of got slammed in the face with all these matches.
Too much to do, man.
Yeah. So let's start out with match week 18, which is coming on real quick.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe.
Can't even mourn if you're
I don't even know what happened. I don't know what games.
Yeah. You gotta brush it off and go on to the next one.
Right.
That's it, real quick.
We'll start with Friday, December 26th, which is aka Boxing Day. I think there's only one match on Boxing Day. It was Man United hosting Newcastle. And it was just a single goal from Dragu, his first goal for Man United.
But it was a nice goal.
It was.
It was a nice goal. I was getting for his nice way to make your debut and with that nice goal.
Right, and there is finally talks. Well, I won't say talks. There is now evidence that Ruben Emery will change his lineup. He's not playing a back three. He didn't play a back three that match. I don't know what. I didn't catch the one for 19. Adult things, you gotta be a little busy, But he did switch up the formation, so who knows? Maybe this is a thing for the future. Maybe Ruben's trying to save his job.
I think so. I did hear a quote of him saying, like, I've tried my formation. I've tried to do it my way, and realizing that it's going to cost a lot of money to do it. It's just time for a change. And it's good that he finally acknowledges it, because I know sometimes people are so stuck to one thing that they don't want to change it. And then at the end of the day, I don't want to bring up Ange, a certain way like that. He's so stuck in his ways that's his ride or die. He'll go until it's, until the grave, until he gets fired. And I think he's in a good position right now. Then he's like, all right, mix it up. Got to find something, especially because now you got Bruno Fernandes out. So he has to adapt. I mean, it was a good game for them against a tough team in Newcastle. I mean, there is a little bit of hope compared to where they were last season, and look at where they are now.
There is a little bit. They're still not far down the table. I think they're sitting right outside on 6th. So that's a huge improvement. But maybe he was told, hey, we don't want to fire you, but you got to do something different, and I can see that.
I can see that as well.
Because then essentially you're admitting defeat. You're admitting that your ways wasn't right. And to become a manager at this level, you have to be a little egotistic. You have to be a little narcissistic.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have your ego and put your foot down. And because if not, then people are going to walk all over you and you're not going to get to the top. But
yeah, exactly.
We'll see. Once we get to 19, I'm going to check the formation and see what they did. And maybe that's a new trend. So
damn it. Manchester United looking somewhat decent compared to what they were. We'll see, man. Still, it's something. I mean, it depends on how they end of the season, but right now they're looking much better than last season.
They are, but remember, this middle of this table is anybody's game right now. They're the last 5. They have a victory, draw, loss, a victory, draw. So it's still nothing concrete. It's still nothing consistent. So one injury, and what's going to happen?
Exactly.
Plus, and they're not playing any competitive or competitions.
They're not in any. True.
So
they're fresher.
not in Europe. They got kicked out by Grimsley Town. I don't know. That was for the Carabao Cup, right?
Yeah, Carabao
Or
Cup, I
was that for
believe.
the FA Cup? I don't, are they still in the FA Cup?
I honestly don't
Don't
know.
know.
I think they might be. Oh, there was a little. Is that the one that was a little controversial? That they're trying. I forgot which one it was though. But I
No,
think they
that
were trying to look into it because there was an
that
ineligible
was
player or something like that.
The Carabao Cup.
Okay, so that's the one they were
Group
out of
games.
then. That's the one they
Yeah, yeah.
lost. Yeah,
They're still in the FA Cup. But I mean, come on, we haven't played FA Cup in months. So what is next season going to look like if they get European competition? Is Emery
that's
what's
a
going to
big
happen?
if.
It is a big if. So, real quick, December 27th, we had Forest hosting Man City. Man City still holding on to their place on top of the table. Well, I won't say on top, but their place near the top of the table.
Yeah,
You know, they're
short-lived top.
Arsenal's hearing those footsteps running up.
Yeah,
But they it seems like Manchester City is back. I mean, is that fair to say?
I don't think they ever left.
They're
It
5 out of
was
5 wins.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think they ever left.
They
New
were.
midfields. They need a little bit of time to readjust, but once they started clicking, it's been uphill from them.
Yeah. And they do tend to turn things around in the second half of the season. So let's
That's
see.
that's the thing. They have that mentality. They're champions, so they know when to turn it on, what
Well,
needs to be done at that certain point,
is it
and
this
they've
cast
always
though?
managed to.
Is it this?
You still have those. I mean, not saying the core
Not
players, but you
really.
still
Look at
have.
their
Yeah, you don't have
midfield.
the De Bruyne. Yeah, exactly. But you have
No.
Haaland. Of
Okay.
course, Peppa. Who else do you have? But maybe they're not even. Stones, who's not even a player, but he's been
He's not a
a
starter.
part of that. Yeah,
Who
but whatever. I
knows?
mean,
We'll
then
see.
again, when you have Pep and you have Haaland, anything's possible.
And then we had Arsenal own
Pass.
goal FC beaten hosting Brighton with a 2-1. Brighton scoring 2, Arsenal 1, but they still come out with the victory. Own goal
It must
FC.
be something when Anne Hathaway is saying, something about own goals, and own goals
Yeah.
is the highest goal scorer of December for Arsenal.
I wonder what his
That's
FIFA
got to
card
show
looks like.
you.
Right?
Yeah, is he on the what
Is he on my
team of the week?
my ultimate team? Can I get Mr. Own Goal?
Yeah, there
Um
you go.
and then we had Brentford hosting Bournemouth. Brentford with a 4-1 victory over Bournemouth. This was kind of surprising. I think Bournemouth, we had them they
Didn't
were sitting
expect it.
second for a while, and now they're just
Yeah, a
uh
little bit above relegation.
yeah, they're
I
sitting
mean,
at
they're down there.
15th right
Yeah,
now. Yeah, and it's
yeah,
surprising, and then they're gonna be most likely it'd be the first transfer of the January transfer window. It's probably gonna be Semenyo to Man City. So
and what's that gonna
eh,
do to Bournemouth right then?
exactly.
Oh, bad
What's the
timing.
goals? Where are these goals going to come from? I mean, week 19 was a different case um against I would say a better team, but you can kind of foresee what might happen when they lose Antonio Semenyo.
Yeah.
Who knows? They might lose Areola to Tottenham. Who knows what's going to happen? Hey, Alex Scott, midfielder, we'll take him too. So, um, that's one to watch
We'll get to your
because
transfers, or we'll get to your transfers because it seems you
I'm
want
excited.
everyone at this
I'm
point.
excited. I'm putting all these players on layaway. Um, and then we got Burnley hosting Everton with a 0-0 draw. I guess good thing for Burnley, they come away with a point, something much needed to actually put up a fight, to hopefully avoid relegation. But I don't think that's enough. Surprising from Everton.
Exactly. I don't think it's enough as well.
Yeah. And then we have Liverpool hosting Wolves. So you want to give us a real quick
Quick. Oh my god, I don't know if
yeah,
I can do that. Oh
I
well,
know.
first off, I
We
want to say it was a
2 hours
nice.
later.
Yeah, thank you. 2 hours later, but it was a nice, It was a nice game. I think it was fitting. Diogo Jota's. It was his two former teams. They finally played. It was a nice little. His kids were the mascots, which is great. The wife was there as well. So it was a nice little, I think, memorial against
Yeah,
two
like a
teams he played
tribute.
for. It was,
Yeah.
yeah, tribute. It was very beautiful, and two quick goals back to back from Gravenberch and Florian Wirtz. Yes, you heard it. His first After his first assist, he's got a goal. He's now
He scored
what
against 11 men.
0018 or whatever you want to say in the Premier League. But yeah, he finally got his goal. It was great. And then of course, Wolves with the set piece goal off a corner kick, a nice header. Allison was able to block it, but it fell into a Wolves player, and they were able to get the rebound and make it 2-1. It was good to see at least Liverpool holding out for the win, but it was good to see us score. I just if Liverpool were in a better position, I would think it would have been fitting end if it was a draw 2-2, because then no one loses. It's for Diogo Jota, but sadly we're in a position that we needed the 3 points, so we were able to get it. But it was a good game overall. But of course, set pieces, and we'll get into that when we talk about the transfers. But 3 points for Liverpool. That's a good streak we're going on. Undefeated since we dropped Salah to the bench, which sounds bad, but
Ooh.
yes, undefeated. But
So
it's good to
where's he going
see.
this window? Is he
Nowhere.
coming
He's
back?
staying. He's coming
All
back. He's
right.
staying. He's
All
staying.
right.
But
All
there you
right.
go. Quick. Liverpool, 3 points.
I thought you guys would have beaten Wolves by more than just a goal, but hey, who am I to
We're
judge?
close. At
Who am I
least
to
we
judge?
scored goals, unlike other teams who have to
It's true.
rely on their opponents to score for them. But it is what it is.
Then we have West Ham United hosting Fulham. Fulham with a 1-0 victory over West Ham, digging West Ham a little bit further down. Locking
I don't
down,
feel
I
like
won't say
can
locking down their
Nuno
faith, but making their
can
faith a
Nuno
little
catch a
bit
break?
harder to
Can he
escape.
catch a break or something? That thing with Forrest, and now I thought he was going to be able to save West Ham, but I think it's maybe he just jumped into football, into another team real quick, and this is the downfall of it.
I mean, anything can happen, right?
Yeah.
We still have the rest, half a season left. So one of these teams could drop further.
And
You
West
know,
Ham is the one who is the closest to at least fighting to get out of relegation.
exactly.
So
Right now they sit 18th, and Nottingham Forest do sit at 17th with 18 points, and they got 14. I mean, I'm pretty sure Forest is able to win more games than West Ham are. But if Nuno can pull something out of his rear end, he might be the one to save West Ham. And I honestly don't think, yeah, and I don't think he jumped in it too soon. I think he needed to jump in while everything was still fresh, while the league, he still understands the league. He still plays against these managers. So I don't think he really jumped in too late. Maybe, the timing was perfect because now you have a whole window to say, hey, this is what I need. This is what I want for the next half of the season. And if you get me these tools, then I can probably lead you to stay in the Premier League. Is he the one to do it? Who knows? It's just
we'll see.
the
We'll see what happens in the January transfer window. If he
yeah.
if he gets some solid transfers, I think you're right. He might turn it around because it's only 4 points, like you said, from
It's 4 points.
Forest.
That's
But that's again if Forest get players as well. We'll see. But I still a little bit too early. We're halfway, like you said. But it's just at least we know 2 certain teams are gone: Burnley and basically Wolves. They already got their nice summer house in the championship. They're there for a long time.
yeah. Wolves. All right. I mean, what, they got promoted.
I mean, they've been back for a while, but did they when they were
Almost.
playing
They
against
didn't. I don't think they
Liverpool?
lasted 10 years, but
Yeah,
still.
but when the way they play against certain teams, it's like they're a joy to watch. But it's
Yeah,
just
it's like,
you
dude,
can't get a win.
you punch up when you're punching up when you're playing against a bigger club. It's like you can play a lot better. But when you're playing a club that's like at your level, and I hate to say at your level because I don't want to bring down the
Yeah,
club, but when you're playing a club that you should be beating, it's like
especially at home as
they
well.
they
They're
get
not taking
spanked.
advantage of
Yeah,
home.
but
Yeah,
I know, right? Crazy.
bad Wolves, bad Wolves.
And then we got Chelsea hosting Austin Villa. Austin Villa with a 2-1 victory over Chelsea. Chelsea, things are not looking good. They're not far from the top. They're still sitting in 5th position, but something's going on in Chelsea. There's a rift in Chelsea right now.
Everyone's
It's
thinking the
crazy.
next coach to be sacked could be Maresca, but I
Yeah.
think it's because it's not because he wants to get sacked, but I think it's because he might want to
City.
leave. Yeah,
Yeah,
or
and that's
yeah,
the
that
thing.
as well.
He's saying there's no support at Chelsea. People are kind of um not on his side. Fans are kind of questioning what he's doing, but you're sitting in fifth. You just won the World Cup, Club Cup,
The world,
whatever the heck you want to call
yeah,
it.
the Club
The
World
Cup of
Cup.
Clubs. But it's like, why are you so like who are you to say you need like the best of the best, Chelsea? Like you spent so much money and you still sitting in this position. Like why are you crying about Maresca? He's kind of, to me, he's actually not doing a bad job. Like maybe they just don't enjoy the type of football, and that's something that I can relate to with Tano. You have a coach that's manager that's has his winning ways that aren't the prettiest to watch, and at one point, I guess you kind of get tired of it, and you're like, man, I wish we would be more aggressive or more risk taking. But they're still sitting in a good position. I don't know.
Yeah. I think they were just spoiled with
They are.
with Mourinho, and then when they had Conte who came in his first year and won it in his first year, I guess that's what they're expecting. Like, so when they're not really that type of team that's waiting for like a transition rebuild type. They're in that mindset that they need to win the
They can
first
get
year
whoever
or
they
at least the
want.
second year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to be winning consistently or at least challenging. And I give credit. Yeah, Maresca, he isn't the big name coach. He came from Leicester City, and look at what he's done. Yeah, you can't get everybody you want because you spent how many billions already, and you have to deal with what you have. Unless you can sell these players, maybe you can afford to buy other players. But at this point, yeah, you're stuck getting like João Pedro, and these players instead of going after marquee signings like Rodrigo from Real Madrid or Barcola from PSG. This is what you have to
It's
get stuck with.
it's the it's this method of recruitment that they put themselves in because I remember listening
With
to
those
some
8-year contracts, man.
I was listening to one of the podcasts called The Lab, and they kind of he had some guy on there talking about how like the recruiting philosophy and the spending and all that. If you're a nerd, you kind of like it. I enjoyed it, but it talks about numbers and this and that is but they were talking about how the Chelsea, how they do it is that every year they're gonna have to sell players in
Yeah.
order to stay within financial fair play and stay within, without getting fined. So in order to buy players, they have to sell. So you're gonna see this, it's revolving doors of players coming in and out, in and out, in and out. And to me, it might not be the manager's fault if that's the case, because if you're constantly switching personnel, how are you supposed to create any chemistry with these players, And um and then I don't know, like, but at the same time, it's like calling for the manager's head because you're used to people just giving you whatever you want because your name was Chelsea and you spent a bunch of money. Hey, maybe those days are over. So I
That
don't
was that
care,
was back then when you had a different
right?
owner who would spend. Now you got an American owner, and it's just
He does spend, but he
different.
just yeah,
Yeah,
the
but he
the
doesn't
philosophy is
spend like how, they did back then.
yeah,
But it is what it is, man. You gotta be happy. You're right outside
yeah.
of Europe. You've won the Club World Cup. You've won
You're in
the
Champions League.
yeah, you won every cup. You've already did what, like the Grand Slam. You won all the trophies of every major European championship. You've done that. So be happy. You're somewhere. You could be worse. You could be mid-table. You're still fighting up there.
Easy, easy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Take it easy.
We'll get to your mid-table team soon.
Then Sunday, December 28th, we have Sunderland drawing to Leeds. Leeds, they've
Come
got
on.
a little bit of spark in them. They're still sitting lower in the table, but they're doing just enough to escape being relegated. They're doing just
Yeah.
enough to stay out the reach. Forest has a better chance of getting relegated at this point than Leeds
Yeah.
does, and there's a little bit of fight in them, and I kind of
Like
hope
you
they
said
stay.
about they fight up, and you saw that against Liverpool. They've what against I think Chelsea, who they beat, and even Man City, who they were close to. They made a comeback. That's what you want to see, and that's good. And if you could keep doing that, it makes you mentally like look at what we were able to tie against Liverpool. We were able to make that comeback at Man City. We can do that against those top teams. We can do it against Sunderland, Forest, Fulham. We have a fighting chance, and it's showing.
Yeah,
That's
they
good, and they're staying power right now.
they can definitely do it against Forest.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing Forest get relegated.
Why? Why, Alan?
Why?
Does Gibbs White have any factor in this? Ange
I
per
mean,
per
maybe he
se?
has to. Hey, Gibbs White. Maybe now's your chance.
Now
You
you can
know,
join Spurs
we'll go
on a
ahead.
discount.
We'll go ahead. Yeah, we'll go ahead and sign Morgan's Gibbs White, and then you know what? Hey, Elliot Anderson, come on over. We'll take you too. We got a jersey for you. know, Elliot Anderson is actually what probably would have been unrealistic target. He probably wouldn't in the January be too much, but if the
Yeah.
summer, if this team is facing it's gets dropped, those two players are going to be hot on everyone's list, and people are going to be just rushing to sign these guys. And so all I gotta say is we called dibs. So
Dibs. Oh, you saw how that what did well with everyone else as a Gibbs White, of course.
hey, you
Anyone
know what?
else?
Faith is fate. He's going to end up coming to us. Don't worry. I believe, I believe. And then we have Crystal Palace hosting the all great and mighty Tottenham Hotspur. Um, Tottenham take this 1-0 over Crystal Palace. It should have been 4-0. Um, but Richarlison's knee was a little too far. His hat trick. He almost had an offsides hat trick, but actually, Crystal Palace wasn't. Actually had a pretty good game. I think we did enough to win this game. I think at the end of the day, we especially in the second half, we kind of started taking over the game. That first half, Mateta had a few chances to score on us that we kind of put away. Kevin Danzo, who stepped in for Romero, he did a great job being that backup center back that we need. We even saw Dragu come back in. Almost had a header, almost had a goal within like the minute of coming in. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more of him. I kind of want to see what he's doing under the Thomas Frank um, style of play. We might see a great player emerge from that. Because under Ange, Dragu was not the guy. Unfortunately, he just wasn't that the type of defender, the profile that we needed to
Yeah.
play under Ange. So under Frank, he might actually be what we need. Especially to fit in, like, when we're playing a back three, we have some good defenders back there. Archie Gray getting his first senior goal for
Yeah, there you
Tottenham.
go,
So
Archie Gray.
yeah, hopefully it's we've been seeing a lot of Archie Gray in the midfield, and I'm hope that we keep it that way. Paulinho came in, he had a great game. I think the second half, that midfield, that's where we were kind of shaking the first half. But once Paulinho came in, he kind of took over that midfield. He was very disruptive,
Yeah.
menace, his tackling was on point. He's such a weird player to me because I don't know if I want to sign him, but he's so good at what he does. But what he does is so specific. You know, he's almost like that third center back if we were playing a back four, but playing high up the field. It's weird because defensively he's great. Offensively, he'll pass the ball. He can pass. He's not going to be
Yeah.
the greatest passer. He kind of needs to be paired up with a number 8, with an 8 that's super well rounded, so he can complement. Do the things that Paulina doesn't do. Um,
But maybe he can be like that second half type of player who comes off
yeah,
the bench
yeah,
when when you need to hold the lead or something like that.
exactly.
But then again, he's a lone option, and what is the bill? What is the bill on him?
I don't
Is
think it's
it
all that
worth
much.
it?
It might be, especially with you know his even like he's sometimes like he scored like what I think he has like 2, 3 goals to his name right now. So he does have a lot to offer. I think his mentality too. He's an older player. You're in your 30s compared to
So I don't want to
the
run
rest of
that
the
much.
squad. But the rest of the squad is Archie is what 19. You have Tell who's 20, 21, Odeberg
Yeah.
20, 21, Lucas Bergval 19. You have all these young players, and maybe he could be a little bit of a mentor in that midfield. But it's so hard to say. A lot of people, a lot of fans don't want him. Tottenham fans don't want him because um, they see him and Bentancur paired together, and they're like, oh, okay, here we go. All we're gonna do is just try to counter, and it is, but that boils down to Thomas Frank and how his style is. So um, maybe
Okay,
Bentancur is the issue.
speaking of what's it called, Spurs fans, your opinion on Richarlison? It stays? You want him gone, or is he? I mean, he's a joke certain times, but he's the only forward that's actually. I think he's done much better than Solanke. Um,
It's hard to say because Solanke has
yeah, it
been
is hard to say.
MIA, but
But even when
so
he's
has
been there,
Richarlison.
it's Richarlison has been whenever he's
No,
present, available, I feel like Richarlison has yes,
I'm gonna
he
disagree
has
with that
alright, go ahead.
based off
It's your
last
team.
season. Based off last
Alright.
season, this season it's hard to say because Solanke hasn't seen the field. But at that point, what good are you if you're not going to be on the field?
Exactly. The best thing is availability as a soccer
Exactly. But
player, and that's
this is the healthiest Richie has been for us. So maybe this time around we get to see the true potential of what Richarlison could be. And he has eight. No, he has 10 goal contributions. He has 7 goals, 3 assists this season. Um, and then he plays like he plays like he has passion. Like he
exactly.
doesn't want to lose, and sometimes you need that. Um, People say that he's the most Tottenham player there is because
Yes.
yeah,
I
one
already
day you
know.
hate him, and then the next day you fall in love with him, and it's just this vicious cycle of
Exactly.
oh fucking excuse my language, but Richarlison's back, and then he scores. You're like, yeah, Richarlison, keep him forever. I think he stays around because I don't think there's serious offers for Richarlison. Um, since he is healthy, I feel like they're gonna keep him around because who else are you gonna be able to replace him with? For that amount, for like it's gonna be costly to replace Richarlison. Um, Obviously, if they wanted to, they can go out and get a striker, for a pretty penny. But as your backup striker, like Richarlison might be the best option there is right now. And like the way he's playing right now, I don't mind it. I did want him out for a while, but if he's healthy right now, with Solanke being out, sure, let's stick to him. He does have some physicality that can contribute to a game. There's parts of his game that I don't like, and it's hard to
Exactly, yeah.
watch, and he'll set the team back a little bit. But if he comes in, second half or with 30, 20 minutes left, he could be a game changer. So
I mean, yeah,
might
that's
as
what,
well
like,
milk him for
how
or
many times has he
milk him.
how many times has he made that one goal? Like I said, against that
Exactly.
Liverpool game where he tied it up and it was what 3-3, and then Jota scores in the last minute of stoppage time. You can't predict that. At least you thought it was over. You thought it was a draw at that point. But that's the type of Richard. That's what he can give you, offers you. He gives you that lifeline, that little bit of hope. Like you said, he's passionate, which
He
I
is.
like about him. But everything extra that he does is like, eh. But if he can at least score and contribute like that,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'll put up with it. You know.
So yeah, and it's like a love hate relationship with him. But like I said, I think the caliber of player that that might be equivalent to him or better, you know, you're paying a lot more than what it would cost to. It would cost a lot more to replace him than to just keep him and have
And the replacement might not pan out.
pan out
So
exactly.
that's the
So
thing.
it's hard. I For now keep him. For now he stays unless they can get a good bid for him. Um, then all right, you
Saudi.
know what? Then he wants to, yeah, and if he wants to go, then let's not hold him back. Let's take that money, invest it, and get who's that guy from what's his name from the Bundesliga? He's breaking all these records. Yeah, Harry Kane. We can get him.
Oh yeah.
Eh,
It's like when
Hey,
Bale
if it's
came back.
between
His first trophy-less season was when he came back to Spurs. You really want to do that to Harry Kane?
yeah, yep. Come
All
feel
right,
this.
there you
Come feel
go.
this feeling. All right, so that was match week 18, and then with a blink of the eye, we are into match week 19. Currently,
Yes,
still in with
halfway.
match week 19. We have a New Year's Day special So let's go over the games today. I didn't see much of the games, busy
Exactly.
man, been working,
Yeah,
got to pay the
exactly.
bills, got to keep the lights on somehow.
Yeah.
Um, but I saw some highlights. So Burnley hosting Newcastle with the victory 3-1 over Burnley. Burnley sinking deeper. Wisa on the scoreboard. Oh, look at
Oh,
that.
he finally showed up. Nice. Oh,
Uh,
now if we can get going, him with Wilton yeah, Volson
it-
made,
yeah,
and
Volamade and then
Gordon with Gordon, all
Elanga.
those three. Yeah, that's what we said. Langa, I totally forgot about him. It's bad, but if all of those can fire, oh my God, Newcastle's a tough team already, but with all them firing, they'll be a tough team to beat,
Yeah,
especially at St. James Park.
I still hate them. And then I did watch this game, Chelsea hosting. Oh,
Ooh,
Chelsea again, dropping a
what'd you
lead.
do?
Bournemouth with the equalizer by Calvert on the 27th minute. Yeah, it just looked like Chelsea. I don't know what to explain it. Maybe
I think it's
is it the
easy.
players?
Goalkeeping. Sanchez is not the goalkeeper for Chelsea. He was at Brighton. I think they need an
Chelsea,
upgrade in a goalkeeping aspect.
I think Robert Sanchez had he was leading the goal sheets for a while. He was over David Raya. Wonder if he still is.
Doubt it. Because I know a lot of people complain about Sanchez. Even we complained about him as
Yeah,
well.
he's I
And they had
think
so many goalkeepers. They should have gone for the goalkeepers that there's so much better goalkeepers out there. I don't know why they decide to stick with Sanchez. Yes, he does
yeah,
have moments of brilliance, but most of the time, the way he blocks or parries, or he sets himself up, lead to mistakes and lead to goals. Yeah,
he's sitting at 8th with clean sheets. David Raya at 9th, but I think for a moment he was sitting on top of the clean sheet stats. But still, I don't think that really goes to show how of a player. Like if you watch him, the eye test, reading the stats, and then the eye test, they're two different things. Yeah,
yeah,
Roberto Sanchez, he's very mistake prone, and as a keeper, that's probably one of the worst things you could be. It doesn't get any worse than that. I mean, unless your reflexes are horrible, then at that point you're not a goalkeeper. You're just a
yeah.
phony in a goalkeeper outfit. But
But look at what they sold. They sold Petrovic to I think what, Bournemouth, and look at he's doing well.
yeah,
Did he go to Bournemouth? But he went to one of those teams. But yeah, but they Petrovic I think was one of his backup goalkeeper. He actually had time uh playing for Chelsea. I would have rather stick with him. He is the younger player, and I think he's demonstrated much poise compared to Sanchez.
yeah. I could see them.
That's their problem. I don't care. If they lose,
Yeah,
it's good for
right.
me.
Hey, keep him. I don't care. Make more bad decisions. I'm here for it. I could see Joe Trafford. What's his name? Joe Trafford. Yeah, the one Man City, the goalkeeper Man
Yeah,
City had signed this summer. I could see him. I think Tottenham is linked with him for some reason. Who knows? Chelsea could. Well, I don't know if they can afford it, but they might be able to look into that.
maybe do a switch.
Sell the parking lot.
We'll get. Oh, we'll give you Sanchez for Trafford. Why not?
Maybe.
Maybe.
And
Yeah,
then he's
under
just going
Pep.
to win
Maybe under
trophies for no
Pep.
reason.
Oh, he'll be the
Yes.
best is like the backup goalkeeper for Man City. He's played what, like a couple of minutes, and he's won 5 trophies. He's won it all. Yeah, you didn't do anything, bro. Easy money. Oh yeah, exactly.
17th place. Not looking good. Sean Deitch, is he going to pull it out? Right now, it's Sean Deitch and Nuno Espirito Santo are on a foot race. And Sean Deitch had a little bit of a lead, but it also seems like Espirito Santo is a little bit faster. No, I won't say faster. He's catching up, you know? So I'm kind of
He's making
interested
up
to see what
space. But
he
I
is.
know Sam Deitch, he comes in more clutch, like at the end of the season, like where it's do or die, where you have like these last games to decide your fate. That's when he like gives you that like 300 Spartan war cry and then wakes them up. And that's what he does. He saves
Do
him
you
team by like a point. But
if he
that's
saves
what he
this team,
does.
if he saves this team, like you said, if he saves this team at the end of the season and he comes in 17th, 16th, or 15th, do you think he has a job at Forest next season?
I don't know what is his contract situation. I think
I think
he's
it's a
actually
2 year.
signed for 2 years.
Yeah.
You see what happens in the window. You see if any coaches available. Glasner. He's going to be out of contract. Do you think he's going to go to Forest? Doubt it. But you got to look at your options. There
What
could
about
be other
Pochettino
coaches that.
Mourinho or already
Nah, he's got the World
Pochettino?
Cup coming. He's got the World Cup
But once it's over,
this
there's gonna be
summer.
a handful of managers that are gonna be
Depends what happens with how well USA does. But there are going to
and
be
Spurs.
coaches. There you go. Well, there's going to be coaches that are going to be available. Just wait, and
Because look at what David Moyes is doing with Everton, right?
yeah,
He
but
took over
he's
last
been
season,
there.
but he took over last season, right? And he helped them stay in the league, and it was more than just above relegation. I'm pretty sure they ended up like
Yeah, they were safe from it. They didn't have to
yeah,
worry about that much.
clearly safe, right? Let me just double check before I talk out my ass. But with what
Yeah,
Sean
but I
Dyche
mean
is doing,
we'll see what Sam Deitch does.
because like
I don't
with
think I feel like he might survive, but then he might get canned halfway into the next season.
yeah, they finished 13th. So with David Moyes, I can see why they're like, okay, we're gonna keep him for this project, and look what he's doing now. It was a good decision to keep him because he's sitting at in eighth, so he's consistently winning. With Sam Deitch, when he took over, what they were, I understand they were the
They had a
bottom of the
little
table,
yeah, they
but they
had a
had
little
more wiggle
good
room that they
stretch.
have now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and David Moyes came in and he had an immediate impact. With Sam Deitch, he's not having that impact. He's still sitting 17th. And if he doesn't go more towards that mid table, that 10, 11, 12 spot, I don't think he has a job this summer because I
Who's
don't
the
think it's
owner?
gonna
Well, you
impress
know how you know
exactly.
the hothead he is.
He's not
He's
gonna
basically be like, I just got Ange out, who was basically we're in relegation, and I got with Sam Deitch, who just basically survived relegation. This is what's going to happen next season. We're going to be in the exact same situation. He doesn't have the time. He just doesn't want to fire him again because that's what 3 coaches in one season.
yeah.
He
And
has
that's
to
pretty
write it
expensive.
out.
Yeah, because
He
you're
has,
paying out these
yeah.
contracts.
So I'm guessing there might be something in this contract or something 1 2 year, but maybe the second year is pending, depending on negotiations or something. Sam Deitch is not a coach who's gonna get you mid table. He is a survivalist, and that's what he does. And the coach doesn't want to be a survivalist. He doesn't want to be there. He wants to be where he was with Santo, surprisingly up the table in fifth, sixth position. He wants that. Sam Deitch is not going to get you that. But what coach wants to go join you, seeing what you've done with your
Exactly.
coaching staff back to back, and the way you have a temper and all these things, the how you do things in public? It's not a good look for trying to attract any coach.
Yeah, you know what, Forrest, go back to
Yeah,
champions.
go.
We don't want you here. Yeah, I like I said, yeah, you're right. He's not the type to put you in those European spots, and I think that's where they want to be, and that's what they aspire to be. I mean, that's what's his name? I forget what's his name? Evangelos
Yeah,
Marinakis, whatever. Um, he
Andy
basically said,
Milanakis.
Gibbs White was too good. Was a
Yeah.
step that going to Tottenham was a step down for Gibbs White. So
Yeah, and with the gun to
sorry,
his
buddy.
head. Oh, sorry, get that out of there,
Exactly.
Cam. Sorry, that wasn't supposed to be caught on cam.
Reading
But
it.
there you go.
I love where I am. I will not go anywhere. Yeah, okay, buddy. We know the
Yeah.
truth. But we'll see. That's I think that's a summer problem for Forest or something they're gonna have to deal with if they're
Depending on
still in the
where
Premier
they
League.
finish. Exactly.
Yeah. He might be the guy to bring him back from the championship to the Premier League, but um it's gonna be a lot of hurt feelings if they do get relegated. And then we have
I
West
mean,
Ham.
look at that. I'm sorry to cut you off, but Burnley, Scott Parker. If they get relegated, he could be the one who maybe goes to Forest if they survive. He's a good coach. He's done it. He's done well. He has Premier League experience. He did get teams to mid-table, so that could be something. But it all depends. I mean, there's a lot of speculation. We'll have to wait and see, though. But there you go. continue. My bad.
I think that ownership would not go for that. I think their ownership would try to. He thinks he's better than most. He thinks Forrest is better than most players. So I think he won't stoop that low. I think he would try to get someone big name. You know. But yeah,
Mourinho,
West
bring him back.
West Ham hosting Brighton with a 2-2 draw. This is a draw that can help Brighton in their battle to crawl out of the bottom three, but still much crawling left to do. And then unfortunately, we had Arsenal hosting Aston Villa. Aston Villa getting their loss after 11 or 10 game streak. Unfortunately, not the result we
Too
wanted.
much?
We're all
Exactly.
disappointed. The world is
Yes, we're
crying.
all.
Hate it. I didn't watch a lot of it. It looked like Villa was kind of in it, and then the second half came, and that's where Arsenal seemed to take over.
They
I
end
think,
the new year on a high at least, but,
yeah,
we look at history, they've been atop the table at Christmas time, what, 5 times, 4 times, and what's happened? 0. No
so
trophies.
bottom.
Yes. So, there's, still, something to look forward, to still seeing that 0, another trophyless season, but you gotta give them props. They beat
Yeah,
Aston Villa, who is a team
it
who
was a good
beat
team.
them last time, who's been on an incredible streak, and, they own goals scored 4, and Arsenal scored 4 of their own goals. I mean,
Yeah,
so nice
wow, that's
nice
crazy.
way to counterbalance that, but whatever. You gotta
None
give
of which
props to
were
them.
from their striker, but hey, we'll keep
Yeah.
that to ourselves. They don't like it when we talk about their striker.
They don't say
They
yeah, they
hate it.
don't. They have a striker? Well,
Yeah,
whatever.
Joker is.
Yeah, Joker is running in jeans.
And then the last game of until Thursday is Man United hosting Wolves. 1-1 draw. We gave them a little bit of praise for their match 18 game, but they just drew to Wolves. Ruben Emery did have another back four. He did switch. He did keep the same formation from last week's formation with four in the back, but this time they were not able to secure those 3 points that they needed. Uh, Strands United will not be able to cut his hair.
My god,
What
I
what
forgot
what
the
do you
poor
think is
guy.
happening with this team? What do they need? Because they signed all the players they need in the summer. In the summer, they had Mbeumo. I think he's an Afcon.
Yeah.
Mbeumo, Cunha, Sesko. Who Sesko kind of looks like he's starting
Yeah.
to get in the groove of things.
And Lamans as well, and they needed a goalkeeper, which is good,
Yeah,
but, uh, I think, like we've discussed before, they went the opposite direction. Most teams work from the back up, goalkeeper, defense, and then forwards. They went top heavy first with forwards with Cunha, Embuemo, Sesko. Great for them. I think what they need is defensively. They need to get better defensively. Or maybe right now look at their midfield because Bruno's out and he was your most important player. So that is something they might have to look into. Or, I mean, they spend a lot of money. They probably got to sell. I know there are certain players like Xerxes who's been they put on loan. I think who Roma might be looking at. They got to get rid of certain
yeah.
players first.
He's
Trim
and
the
he's the one
fat.
that scored.
Yeah.
He's the one
Well,
that scored.
I
He
mean, they got
came
to
off
get
on the
back
phone.
to that. They got to get back to that. Like Real Ferdinand, Vidic, back line. They got to
No, they
get.
don't.
They got to get a
No, they
good
don't.
set. They got to get that good center pack
Nah.
pairing again.
Let
But they can do
them
that
run
later
themselves to the
on.
ground.
Not
Yeah.
this time. But that's for the next coach because Ruben isn't going to do it. But I mean, that's what they need. They need to get who are their goalkeepers back in the day? Edward Van der Sar, De Gea. They had Tim Howard. They
Yeah.
had good goalkeeping, and then of course they had a good defense. Evra on the side. They had like Nicky Butt, Neville, Ferdinand, Vidic. They had, and that's what they need. But that's enough of Man City United.
Yeah.
Let them
We don't
suffer
need them.
still. They don't need
Exactly.
help. Let it. They're doing a
The
fine job. Keep going with the sinking ship.
I was just looking at the who they had on the bench, and it was nobody. I think what's his name?
You don't know anybody from then.
Yeah, Mason Mount wasn't on there, so I don't know if he's injured again.
Oh,
Tough, 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 tough. But hey, you did this to yourself. You know, they thought that they
yeah,
can recruit
exactly.
anybody they wanted. They thought that they can just bounce back without putting any effort or thought into bouncing back. It's just, hey, we're gonna sign who we want,
But
and
then again, look at Hoyland, Rashford. They're McTominay. They're succeeding. If
that,
eh,
but that can
eh,
also you can also kind of put that to the league they're playing in. You know, Serie A, I don't think might
yeah,
compare to it, but I mean, they say that Serie A is more technical, so you know you got to be more technically proficient to be able to play in the Serie A. And hey, you know, Hoyland, I mean Hoyland, right?
but they signed Hoyland from Serie A, so
They
it's
did from Atalanta, right?
yeah. So what are you talking about? I mean, they can he, but then again, it's based on maybe the tactics, formations, and stuff like that. There was a
Yeah.
reason they got him because he was scoring so many goals for Atalanta, and then they come to Man United. He goes cold, and then he goes back to Serie A, and he's
You
succeeding
know
there.
who you know who they were comparing him to? It was a
What,
Man United
Haaland?
fan was comparing him, Hoyland to uh, Gyökeres. Hey, who knows?
Well, Pat did say Gyökeres was gonna get 15 goals this season, which ain't gonna happen. I mean, we did want to bring it up next episode about we did mention whose summer signing was going to be better, Sesko, Gyökeres, or Ekatike. But we'll let Pat come and defend his boy in jeans. But
Yeah,
there's nothing to defend. But that's what we talked about. The Portuguese league is so different, and then he's coming here. I mean, I did say Jokers has Premier League experience. He played for what I think Brighton. He
Brighton,
played in the Championship, and
Carlton City.
he didn't have success. So I'm not trying to think what you think third time's a charm. You're gonna have success coming back into a league when you're gonna be with better players in Arsenal, but
Yeah, I mean, some players I feel like
you're hoping,
can, you know,
but
they just get into
it's not
form
panning
of
out.
being and have their confidence kind of built up. But yeah, so Thursday, January 1st, first day of 2026. You know, we'll
New
kick it
Year's
off with
resolution: go on
the
a
remaining
good
four
run.
matches. Right. Yeah, I got a lot of resolutions too. Crystal Palace hosting Fulham, Liverpool hosting Leeds, Brentford hosting Tottenham, and then finishing it off with Sunderland hosting City. Hopefully, City can do their thing to keep this race
Yeah,
going because,
please.
um,
Aston
you
Villa
need
let
to
us down a
spare
bit.
us, spare
Yes.
us. So we did our predictions for those last week. Um, you
You're
want to get
thinking,
into
have
week?
any second thoughts of changing it? Well, I mean, it's too late anyways, but
Nah, it's
just
too late.
thinking about it,
Nope.
you saw what Brentford did, and Brentford's hard at home. But I mean, you also
We
play
beat
well
Brentford,
away, so
and
yeah,
then
but you
Brentford got
played.
spanked the other day. So, um, should we go over transfers now or match week 20?
Let's do transfers now because
Okay.
we'll can do real quick quick fire
Well,
then predictions.
yeah, that sounds good. We won't get too in depth because it's going to be a whole month of transfers, right? So
Yeah.
we'll
Little
start
teaser.
off, you know, before the season kicks off. By the time this episode does land, I'm pretty sure the window will be open. That cold winter transfer breeze will be kicking in. Um,
Yeah.
but we can get a little bit, you know, it's Christmas time, you know, it's New Year's. Maybe we have a New Year's resolution, Christmas
Or
wish
two.
list that, you know, a late Christmas wish list. So we'll get into that, and then throughout the transfer window, we'll dive a little bit deeper into what's going on and who are the targets that can realistically be signed by our teams. So I'm gonna ask you this: what players? Give me a player or position that you want to strengthen. It'll be give
I've
me a position and then the player in that position that you might want.
defensively center back, and yeah, and we'll just keep going with what who we went with in the summer window, Margay, and if not, second option would be Alessandro. I forgot his name already. Bastoni
Uh-oh. Oh,
from
Alessandro Bastoni,
Inter
Inter
Milan.
Milan.
Yeah,
He's gonna be
Bastoni.
pricey. He's what?
Yes,
He's only
but
like 24 or 25, right?
no, he's 26. 26. He's
Okay,
1 year older
26.
than Margay, but
Okay,
yeah.
we were looking at him, I think, at one point. Well, I was looking at him. There's little transfers with Bostonian. And I think the time we were looking at him, he was like 24, 25, but he was hot on the market. And yeah, it was the price tag on him was wild. Do you think those
And
are
back
realistic for
then
the
you
summer,
couldn't
for the
do it.
winter? Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think what we already got our fullbacks good. So I think for center backs, we do need to prioritize two center backs because Joe Gomez, I think his time has run out. He's had a good run, but he's injury prone. And we need someone who's more, available is what's important. So I think if we can, I would say if we can get, it's tricky because if Mark A can do the pre-agreement contract agreement, then we wouldn't go for him. I mean, why wait when you can get him for free instead of pay for him in the winter transfer window? We can get him for free if he signs a pre-agreement,
But
and then we maybe go for
if
Bastoni to come in now, and of course you'll pay for him, but then you have Margay coming in for free in the summer, which is great. But it's difficult. Margay would be the cheaper option. He is Premier League experience. He's a good center back, so it depends. But if honestly, I would go with Margay if we could get him.
yeah, I think of course you're gonna have to pay for him in the January transfer window versus
Yeah,
$0 in the summer. But at that point, he's a free agent and he has all the freedom of where he wants to really go. And what if he kind of lost interest in Liverpool and maybe sees, Real
I
Madrid
know
as
because
an
I know
option
Bayern
or
Munich, Barcelona. I was just reading
uh-huh.
Barcelona was there's a big teams as well, but I think he wants to stay in England and the UK, so we'll see. But but these are he says, she says. When he finally comes out and says it, uh, or whatever he signs on the dotted line. But if we can get him to a agreement, so
I
it's
feel
like, all
like
right, we're done.
Liverpool will be a good option, attractive option for him. I know people are making a little bit of the, when Arsenal played Crystal Palace,
But
they
yeah, the
saw.
little talk and everything like that.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, they're trying to recruit him." But if you're Mark Gahey, you're kind of looking at that where, okay, where am I going to sit though? Am I going to be sitting behind Gabriel or behind Saliba? Am I actually going to be getting some playing time? Do I really want to be a bench player? Because center backs, they do get rotated, but they don't get rotated as often as midfield players
Yeah,
or as much as forwards. You basically have the back, your center back pairing or your back three, your
yeah.
back four
Those are
are
basically
usually pretty
solid throughout.
consistent. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you're thinking if I'm Margay, I'm like, okay, well, what's my role in this? Do I really want to be a bench player? But when you
And it
look at
is hard because you
Liverpool, you
got
can be like, okay,
Mosquera there. Hincapié is on loan, but with I think an
yeah,
option to buy. So then what? You're gonna be behind you're gonna be fighting it between Mosquera, Hincapié, and plus your two starters, Saliba and Gabriel. So it's just more competition for him. But I do think, yeah,
yeah,
with Liverpool, you do have the option to be Virgil van Dijk's successor in a way,
exactly.
or pair with him over Kunate. So you have better options, but yeah, to be actually a starter or more playing time, but we'll see. I mean, we'll
Yeah.
pay attention to this window.
But then I think Real Madrid is probably also an attractive spot because I think they do have Dean, what's his name? Dean
Yeah,
Huijsen. Dude,
something
they
like
just
that.
signed,
Yeah,
but I think he can also go in there and compete for his time, because I'm pretty sure he could probably beat him out for a starting position. Or who was the other center back they have? But we'll see. Maybe they might have to bite the bullet and spend some money in January to
yeah,
get
I
him. But
know. Like
that
I
would
said,
solidify.
defensively, we do need help defensively, and I do think we need two center backs, and we'll see what happens. That's
Two
the thing
center
about
backs.
transfer
Wow.
windows. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, you gotta rotate, right? We're gonna be in all the competitions next year. Yeah, we're
How
still going to the
greedy.
Champions League, so of
How
course you gotta
greedy.
be greedy. And what about you?
Uh
Position, player?
Position. So I was set on we have to get a left winger, right? But the more I think
Oh,
about it,
Coach is what
Um,
you're after.
yeah, coach. Um, we have Orderbear, Tell, young players. We have Mikey Moore, young 17, 18-year old. And then we have Yang Yuk. Yeah, I forgot his name, but he's on loan to Portsmouth. He actually just scored a goal for a game winner in like the 96th minute. But you have four like left wingers that are obviously sometimes you buy players, you build them up, and you
Yeah.
sell them for because you're trying to make money. And that's a way of building your revenue. But what are we doing with these players' pathway to the starting 11 if we keep signing big name, senior Premier League proven wingers? Like we're kind of setting them back a little bit. Like Odebear came out for the Crystal Palace game, and I think he looked fantastic. And if he can look like that every game, I think we might have a left winger in there. But if we're slowing down his progress and having him sit on the bench, like that's
He'll
gonna be
never get
harder
better.
to
Yeah.
exactly. Game time is the best type of practice. You can't
Yeah.
really replicate matches during practice. So I still wouldn't mind getting a left winger after I said all that.
All
but
that talk.
but
Why'd you talk then?
but it's not at the
Oh
top
my
of my
god.
list anymore. I think midfield for sure is something that we need to look into. Bentancur, he was good when he came. We got him from Juventus, especially that first year with Conte. He came with us. He came to us with Kulusevski, and he was brilliant that season. I think now after some injuries and I think player instruction, I think he's a little more reserved. I think him playing next to Paulinho is not good for the team. Like I said earlier, I think he needs a player that complements him better. With Bentancur, he's not as forward. He doesn't progress the ball as much as we would want to. And I think that what that happens is it leaves our forwards out there. It leaves Javi sitting in the middle exposed. So I think having that 8 come in, I think that's Gibbs White would have been perfect for this spot. And so I know he's not an
You just
option,
gotta wait.
but
You just gotta wait.
we might
Maybe
in the
next
summer
year
he
you
might
get
be it,
him.
right? I don't really know who else. You have Conor Gallagher, who is apparently not happy over there with Atletico Madrid. You have Pablo Barrios over there as well, in the same Atletico Madrid. And those are some eights or midfielders that we were looking at. So if we can make that, I'd rather have that midfield player
What about the
than
one from Bayern Munich? I think Leon Goretzka, or something like that.
yeah. So apparently that's not real, but he's a 30-year-old. But hey, that's because you look the same thing. What I said about the left wing, we have Archie Gray, Lucas Bergvall in that midfield, and Sar. Um, same thing. If we sign a player, we're kind of slowing their tracks down, so their pathways down a little bit. So maybe having that 30-year-old isn't bad because you have him for 2 years, and then he goes on and does other things somewhere else while these players build and learn from him. Um, so I want to prioritize midfield, left winger, and then a left back. For the left wingers, some of the options, Marmouche, he could play kind of the left, that central, or he could be that central guy too. Um, they're saying he might be for sale because Semenyo's coming, most likely going to
I
City.
know.
Savinho's another option, but to me, Savinho is not polished enough to spend all that money on. It's like we're having kudos replicated on the left hand side, and so to me, it's a lot of people
I mean,
were
I do like
were on.
Marmouche a little bit more. When he came into
I
the
do
league, he
too.
was firing on all cylinders, and
I
then,
think he,
I think he offers a little more than Savinho.
yeah, and I like how he's more of a shooter than he is a dribbler. Uh, I think with Savinho, you get all that fancy footwork, that dribbling, that Brazilian
Yeah,
flair, but
Brazilian.
finishing can
Joga
sometimes be,
bonito.
yeah, and finishing might not always be there. With Marmouche, I think it is there, and I think he would be a great asset. There's the Everton player, and will be great. I think he can play different positions in the field. He can play that 10 spot, that left wing, switch out with Javi for sometimes. I think Ndai, Barmouche, I think will be the targets. Paulo Barrio from Atletico Madrid is probably gonna be too expensive. But if Conor Gallagher wants to give it a shot, hey, he did great for Palace. Watching him in Palace, he was great. I think he went back to Chelsea, and I don't think he did all that great. I
Yeah.
think he wasn't getting game time, but you did see a player in him when he played for when he was out on loan for Crystal Palace. And then I don't have a name for a left back, but I think we do need someone back there. Destiny Udogie, he's a little injury prone. He's great when he's available, but if we can reduce, have a rotation, him and the sided defender will be great. And then we move Spence over to the right so that Pedro Parra and him could be switching out. That would be good. Oh, you know who's
Oh
I
my god.
okay,
I
sorry.
thought we were
I
doing
know
one
I
position,
no.
one.
Yeah,
Oh my
right.
god. You want
Hey, listen, we got a
oh
lot
my
of
god.
holes.
Wrap it up. Wrap
Kevin
it up.
Kevin
I know you
Shade.
do. Oh yeah,
Kevin
Kevin Shad from Brentford.
tr-
Oh, he's
yes.
that's
God.
what he's a little under the radar. I did see talking about Semenyo. Like people are talking about Semenyo, but why uh Kevin Shade is just Kevin
He's
Shade
got
is just basically
pace.
like the same thing like Semenyo, but just because he's not on a big team, he's not that well spoken of. He puts up like the same numbers. And he can play any position and he has the pace and everything like that.
Pace is
And he had that hat
he's
trick.
quick. Yep.
What last
He
game?
did. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I
Yeah,
did
he
put him in
beat
my last year's team of the season. Oh, you see, I know ball a little
there you
bit.
go. Yeah, you know
There you
ball.
go. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know
There you go.
balls. Uh,
Oh, cock on
but
ball.
yeah,
Spurs.
I know it's a big wish list, but
Were you a
we
good
need
boy
it.
this
We
year?
need it.
Nah, I doubt it.
I think
You're getting coal.
I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. Um,
And you know what? We don't have to go over Arsenals, anyways. Right? They don't need anything.
we'll go over it real quick. I think speaking to Pat, he said his transfer targets would be Antonio Semenyo, which I can see that. I can see Semenyo, if with Charizard,
Trossard and
Trust,
Martinelli. Yeah, they.
Charizard Bulbasaur, uh, him kind of up in age. I think on that left hand side, if you had a Semenyo, like you can definitely bring in, for those
Yeah.
domestic cups and Europe, those beginning stage games of those European competitions. You can have Charizard out there, and then Semenya come in for the bigger games. I think that would be a good signing, but I don't think he is going to Arsenal. And
Yeah.
then he has
It's wishful
said
thinking.
Adam Wharton, which I think. Speaking of Wharton, hey, that's another player I would
I
go
know a
after
lot
if
of
we're gonna
teams.
give.
I know exactly.
He's
Same with
he's gonna be
Liverpool after
pricey.
him. Even Real
Um,
Madrid is looking at him, but yeah,
yeah,
pricey. But yeah, a lot can
but he
happen with
he can
Oliver
pass the
Gasner
ball. Like,
leaving. You know, and maybe Mark
yeah,
Gay's leaving, and then Mateta leaving as well. Who wants to stay in that Crystal Palace, which is
they might sign Brennan Johnson. Brennan Magic Johnson might be out there. So who
I
knows?
did see that. That's not
Superstar.
enough to keep
Uh,
Glasner.
no, but Andy Wharton. I tried talking to Pat about it. Because
I
he
think
was
it's
like,
more
"Oh,
for
he's
the
gonna be
future,
Norgard."
though. It'd
Yeah,
be more
but
for the
come
future.
on, he's not. He's not. He's ready to play now. You're not gonna
Yeah, but
keep him
that's
happy if he's on the bench.
exactly.
Because
Look at Guarnieri, Skelly. They're ready to play now, and what
yeah,
they're not getting that time. And if you throw Warren in there, I think you'll be in a situation. It was like Odegaard when he was in Real Madrid. He was ready to play. They didn't play him, and then Arsenal got him. I feel like that will be the situation. Who are you going to replace in that midfield?
because
I don't
Zubimendi they
think
just signed.
anybody. Yeah,
And
exactly.
Zubimendi's not. He's a pretty young player, right? He's what
Yeah, and he's doing
25. Like,
well. Declan Rice. Then who's going to be in the middle? Mourinho, your super striker. Uh, Odegaard. Uh, I mean, Odegaard has sort of digressed this season, but of course he's your captain, so he's got say. And depends what Arteta is going to do with their formation and all these things. But I think Wharton would be for the
Zubimendi's
for the
27.
future. Yeah,
Yeah,
but still,
but
he's in his prime in that year. Warren wouldn't be getting that playing time unless he does something, miraculous, and he's like, Xavi or Modric, and replacing Odegaard and Zubamendi or even Declan Rice. I don't see him doing anything that spectacular,
Yeah.
honestly.
I mean, he would be
I
a
think
great
it's more.
asset to any team,
Yeah, he would be a great asset
but
for, of
I
course.
mean, but imagine him, Rice, and then you have Eze or Odegaard playing in that midfield. That would be something really exciting.
Yeah,
But a lot of these players, like, do you want to be like I said, same thing with um Margehi, like where am I gonna be
yeah.
sitting
Where
on
will
the
you
bench?
go?
Am I gonna be okay with sitting out not getting the game time I need? And but
He would. You're getting
he
plenty of that in at
Warren,
Crystal Palace.
yeah. He's leaving Crystal Palace. Like, no
Yeah,
offense to Crystal Palace, but he's not gonna be there much longer.
you can keep him as
Um,
much. Look at what happened with yeah, as a I'm trying to think of Zaha. You, those
Michael
players.
Olise,
Oh, Alacia, yeah. You can try to keep him as long as you can. Maybe they won't sell him in the winter window. Maybe they'll keep him to the end of the season, but
yeah,
then
no.
he's gonna be gone.
A lot of these players too that I mentioned, I don't think will be gone in January. January transfer windows, there's very few marquee signings that happen in January, but hey, you never know. You never know.
Yeah,
Some
you
teams might be
never
hungry. I
know.
know that Tottenham apparently reported that they had a few 150 million that were given to them to go ahead and spend this window. So we could be in for a little bit of splash, but it needs to
Yeah,
be the right player
exactly.
in
Yeah,
the right position. If not, then
yeah, and
save that
you
money for
know
the summer.
it's and winter windows do come in clutch sometimes. I mean, of like I said, the perfect example,
Hmm.
Virgil van Dijk. We bought him in the winter transfer window, and he came in and changed the team from day one. So it is possible, but you're gonna have to pay. I mean, he was the record fee for center back. So it is possible, but you have to do your research, and it's got to be spent on the right player.
Well,
Wishful
we'll see
thinking.
what happens. January 1st is on Thursday. I want to bet money that Semenyo will be the first one to sign. And then shortly after, hopefully, Tottenham, we will start doing some business. Get business done early. The
Hopefully,
earlier,
yeah,
the
that's
better.
the thing.
Yeah, get
Exactly.
those players integrated. Get them on the pitch as soon as you can. Get them, integrated into the system. So we'll see. I love
We'll
transfer
see.
windows, but I hate them at the
Yes,
same time because it's a lot of anxiety,
a
a
lot
lot of
of
just sitting
rumors,
around.
like
Yeah,
crazy rumors. But like I said, once we see it, once your trusted sources, like what Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano say something, then it's or even the players themselves or the
a
club
lot of
say
people
something,
are upset.
done.
Yeah, a lot of people are upset with Fabrizio. They think he's sold out, and it's kind of true. And part of the whole Lamel, what's his name, Lamel,
Uh
whatever,
Yamal, yeah. I
Yamal.
mean, it's you saw that FIFA 11 rank. How does Cole
Yeah,
Palmer
yeah,
get in there over Rafinha and Salah, who had like the best season? That's just it's all politics
yeah,
and
for real,
it's Cole Palmer was injured for most of that for like
exactly.
majority. I mean, for that season, and yet he gets. Those are people who don't know the game, and it's just there. It's a popularity contest, and
Yep.
whatever.
All right, real quick before we get two at a time, let's go over match week 20. This will be happening Saturday, January 3rd through January 4th. Real quick, Saturday, we start off with Austin Villa hosting Forest. Hopefully, Villa take
Villa,
this. Well,
they
yeah,
got
I need
to
Forest.
after that beating.
Yep, I need Forest to fall a little bit deeper. Then we have
Gibbs
Brighton
White.
hosting Burnley. Well, let's get Burnley up. I want Burnley to get some 3 points.
Nah, Brian. Brian against
Nah.
Burnley. Brian.
And then we have Wolves hosting West Ham. Ooh, can Wolves finally get 3 points, double their points in one match?
I would love it because it's Nuno, their ex-coach as well. But it's just, I feel it's going to be a draw. It'll be a draw. I don't see them
I
getting
kind
a
of want
win
West
anytime
Ham because
soon.
if West Ham can win, Forest lose.
Yeah,
West
because
Ham
you
is
want everything
now,
for Forest to go down.
yes,
I
burn
want I want
down.
Wolves to win. I want Wolves to get. I don't
No,
want
I'm
them to
sorry.
do be. make that record of getting the least points in a season, but
Too
it's
bad.
looking that
Too
way.
bad.
I defended
It's
Wolves all last season, and now to kick them
unless
to the curb.
Wolves pull out their second half season comeback like they did last season. Yeah, I think they're done for though.
Happening.
But if
Draw.
West Ham win,
Yeah,
Forest
then it's
lose, they're
interesting.
1 point behind Forest. Yeah.
And sometimes you need is one win to get the train going.
Oh. And then move on to January 4th. We have Leeds hosting Manchester United. What formation will they use? I don't know, and I don't care because Leeds United will take
Yeah,
this.
Leeds playing well, but they're not.
Yeah.
I mean, after the Liverpool game, which we're going to beat them, they're going
I
to
can see
play
another
well and they're
draw on
going to
this one.
beat Man United.
Yeah.
Yeah, Manchester United is going to be winning, and then Leeds makes a comeback. Typical.
Yeah. And then we have Everton hosting Brentford. Ooh, that'll be a good one. Oh, what's the highlight game?
Draw. Man City versus Chelsea. I think that's what we picked.
Okay.
Yeah,
Draw.
because
Okay.
that one could
I
be
can
a
see a
good.
draw.
That could be a one too. Yeah, draw.
Yeah. Then we have Fulham hosting Liverpool. What's that? Oh, we'll
Get my
save a prediction.
prediction already.
No,
Okay,
no.
we're
We'll save it.
saving it. Liverpool
Then
win.
we have
Easy.
Newcastle United hosting Crystal Palace. I
Newcastle,
hope
because they're at home.
That's true. Yeah,
They're home, and it's
we
hard
might get
place.
a second Wisa goal.
Bolton
Yeah, I think
made.
Newcastle. And then Tottenham hosting Sunderland. We already know that's what's gonna happen there. And then Man City hosting Chelsea.
City, we need you to keep winning.
Yep, I think this is gonna be a 3-1 Manchester City over Chelsea. Man City staying in it. Let's go.
So you're picking the same as Pat. I see bandwagoner 3-1.
Was he?
Yeah, he did pick. Yeah, 3-1.
I'm surprised he wants City to.
Exactly. I'm surprised too. Oh, I don't know. I think City's gonna win. I don't want to do 3-1. I think it's gonna be a shutout. You know what? Let's do 3-0.
Ooh,
City,
okay.
of course.
Actually, put me for 3-2. 3-2.
Wow. Okay, 3-2. There you go.
Right. And then, I skipped this one. Let's do the January 3rd. Bournemouth hosting Arsenal. I can't. My phone's dead, so I don't know what the prediction was that he put.
Well, Pat. Oh, so doing predictions, Pat. Of course, he put 3-1 Arsenal over Bournemouth.
3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. Yeah, just because I think they scored 4 today doesn't mean shit. But no, not yet. Not yet. I don't think it'll be that quick.
Right. Okay, 3-1. Okay, I'll give it 2-2.
What? Your Spurs and Sunderland?
No, Bournemouth and Arsenal.
Oh, you think it's gonna be a draw? Yeah,
Yep.
I think it's gonna be a draw too. I think it's gonna be a draw.
Nice.
Doesn't matter what the score is. A draw is a draw. Draw is good.
I don't know what it's gonna be, but I want it to be a draw.
Yeah.
If anything, I want it to be a loss for Arsenal. But
maybe Semenyo's parting gift. Yeah. And then he goes to City, and then he helps them overpass Arsenal. Oh my God, that's the greatest. He scores with them. Yes, that'll be the best gift ever. The gift that keeps on giving.
Hosting Liverpool.
Fulham hasn't been in the best form, but I would go for a shutout. But every team has scored against us so far, so I'm going Fulham 1, Liverpool. I want to say 2. I'll do 2.
All right.
2 for Liverpool, 1 for Fulham. We're going to be up, and then, of course, they're going to score on a set piece. Raul Jimenez with the header or something, off a set piece, and there you go. What about you? You got a tough one to think of.
Then
Sunderland.
we have Tottenham hosting Sunderland.
Scared?
No, I kind of feel good about this. I feel good about this. I think it's gonna be a 2-1 as well.
2-1 as
2-1 to Tottenham.
Oh, I was gonna ask you if you were gonna say 2-1 for Sunderland, but I guess not.
Sutter who?
All right, we'll see. We'll see if the new year is good to all of us, one of us, two of us. We'll see.
Bring in the new year.
Yes.
Start off with a bang.
Leave all that old stuff in the past. Start fresh with 3 points, hopefully. And the transfers that one wants, but we'll get there. It's a new year. Same season.
Hopefully Pat's next. here for next week because it's a Rivals week. Dude.
Arsenal and Liverpool.
Yep.
Defeated
Ooh.
against you guys. Well, maybe we'll keep it going.
With me, Oh
You
yeah,
haven't won
you're right.
against anyone.
Hey,
Yeah, beat Pat 1 goal with that Dominic Soboslai free kick. Beat you, what, 2-1? Yeah? Yeah.
well, yeah,
Tasted
barely.
defeat, sadly. So win's a win. Should have invoked my bragging
Yeah.
rights to shut you up when you're talking, but I was nice
Nope.
and I let you
Nope.
speak.
Nope.
Oh, that's it
All
then.
right. Yeah, I think that is an episode.
Yeah, that's an episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I know it's a lot to go these past this week, these days, a lot of games, and we still got half of the match week 19 to finish off, and then we'll go into 20. But let's hope our teams have a good year.
Yeah.
2026.
European
As long as
champs
it's not
again? I like
Arsenal.
the sound of that. I like the sound of that.
Oh, good luck. Arsenal bottling again? I like the sound of that. Man City
Yeah.
winning? It doesn't sound that bad. You get used to it. But that's an episode. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Make sure to watch us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Like and share our contents on Instagram and TikTok. Happy New Year's, everyone.
Yeah,
2026. Let's go. Always a red. Let's go. Yeah, we're winning.
Up to Spurs. And that page is at Rivals on the Pitch, both on Instagram and TikTok. So make sure you share and like.
Yeah, we put some
Have a
good
happy
stuff
New
on there.
Year's and up to Spurs.
See you later, guys.
Koi.
You'll never walk alone unless you're an Arsenal fan. See ya.